I'm live again. Hey guys, it's Angel here. I just did my Live Well Wednesday. So I wanted to come back on and kind of leave this note for people who didn't tune in to the Live Well Wednesday and for people who have been following my health update, just to kind of let you guys know what's going on. It's been a little bit of a crazy, bumpy, rocky road, but I have been dealing with this tinnitus now 2 years. 2 years. It has been annoying to say the least. It's pulsatile, I said that before, and it's just a lot. So I finally went to the ENT, told you guys he said, okay, you need about 3 MRIs and a hearing test and just a lot of stuff. So I went ahead and scheduled my MRI, and I did my MRI yesterday. There's 3 MRIs to do the brain, to do the ear, and then one with contrast to see everything that was going on. And for those of you who have never had an MRI, it kind of makes me laugh because a lot of people freak out with MRIs because it is loud. I'm like the opposite. The MRIs like put me to sleep. So laying there in the MRI machine, listening to it, and my tinnitus, it was like the tinnitus was fighting the MRI machine, and it was kind of hysterical to just listen to everything that was going on. But MRIs are not scary. They're tiny bit claustrophobic, but I tell you, man, the stuff that they can show in an MRI is so cool and so awesome that, if there's something going on with you, I recommend the MRI. If you can do those, definitely do them. If you're a little claustrophobic and a little freaked out, then go ahead and, see if your doctor will prescribe you a little bit of an anxiety or a sedative. So, had the MRI yesterday, 3 of them. It took about 3 hours. They fit me in and they did everything. Great group of people in the Bowie radiology. I can't remember the name of the place, but great people. So nice. My insurance covers like nothing, so I'm gonna have to pay a lot of out of pocket, but I needed to find out what was going on, so I just did it. And the crazy thing is when you get an MRI done now and you go to leave, they give you a CD to take with you. And basically, the CD has all the images. So, number one, it's a CD. And it's not a DVD, it's not a Blu ray, it's a CD, old school. So, unless you still have a CD ROM, you're not going to be able to look at it. And the PlayStation, Xbox, they won't read them either. So I got home with this CD and I'm like, crap. All my images are on the CD. I have it right here and I can't look at them. It was like craziness. So luckily, jumped on Amazon and I found an external CD reader that I could attach to my Mac, and I had it overnighted. Luckily, Kevin happened to have had a old computer that had a CD-ROM, a CD reader in it, and we booted that thing up from like, I don't know what Windows it was running. But I tell you, I think it's almost laughable that a radiology place will give you a CD with all your images and then tell you not to self-diagnose yourself. Like, really? Like, here's all the pictures of my brain and my neck and here, but don't look at them and don't try to be a doctor and don't, do this. Just wait till we give it to your doctor to get your results. Well, of course, that didn't happen. I pulled that bad boy up and spent probably 3 hours last night looking at every one of my scans, trying to find anything abnormal, anything that didn't look like a Google search that I had found. The tinnitus was in my left ear, so I paid very close attention to the left, you know, um, aortic or the carotid arteries and everything. And lo and behold, I found what looked like a, I wouldn't say, like a bubble almost in the the nerve. There was like a bend. So you have your right and left, and all the veins look relatively the same. So you can tell just from a naked eye when one side doesn't look like the other. So I found an abnormality. It looked like either an aneurysm or a um, cyst, some type of infection. I spent probably another 2 hours laying in bed till probably 2 in the morning researching what was wrong with me. And I was 98% convinced that I had some vascular problem, from an aneurysm to plaque buildup to something, because it was so close to the ear where I was having the tinnitus that it just made sense. I didn't sleep last night. Shame on you, radiology place, for giving me my pictures on the CD and telling me not to look at them or try to self-diagnose, because, okay, who would not do that? So I woke up this morning feeling like utter crap. Like, I didn't sleep last night. I have these images, all 6, 7, 800 of them, of my brain that I'm trying to dissect to see what's wrong with me. I find this mass on my carotid artery, up behind my ear, where the tinnitus is. Okay, this is something. I talked to a couple of my colleagues this morning, freaking out. You know, of course, they told me not to jump to conclusions. Better, easier said than done. Talked to my son. I talked to my mom, and just pretty much freaking out. So, needless to say, I had to wait to hear exactly what was going on. Once again, why do you give people the CD with all of their images to stress them out? Like, tell them to come pick it up in 2 or 3 days after they talk to the doctor. I never want to get a CD from a radiology place again, ever. It was just too stressful. So I talked to my mom, and on the way, I had to go to the post office this afternoon. On the way home, she had said to me, if it was an aneurysm or something like really life-threatening and detrimental, then they would have called you right away. Like, the radiologist would have called you. So she kind of put me at ease to that point, and I was told that my ENT doctor would get back to me by Friday, Monday the latest. I happened to go home and log in to the site again just to see if there had been an update. It had only been 24 hours, but to my surprise, the radiologist had already put all of her notes in under all 3 of my scans. So of course I'm feverishly now reading all the scans down to see the findings. And after pretty much figuring out that I had some type of bubble in my carotid artery on the left side, you know, I'm reading it, first scan, normal scan, nothing wrong. Okay, well, okay, let's get to the second scan. Second scan, normal scan, nothing wrong. Third scan, okay, here we go. It's going to be here. I saw it. Third scan, normal scan, nothing wrong. I was like, wow. In shock. Now, that's great news. 100% great news that there is nothing anatomically wrong with my veins or my brain that's causing the tinnitus. So that was a huge relief for me. Still don't know what's causing the tinnitus. I don't know what that little bulge was in the vein that I saw behind my ear. I'm going to ask my doctor what that is. But I come on here to tell you this, guys, because I thanks, Sarah. Definitely, appreciate it. I come here to tell you this because I fell victim to the thing they tell you. Don't self-diagnose. Don't look up everything. Don't think the worst. Even when I literally could look at it and I saw that bulging thing, but it wasn't anything. So, yes, I just spent the last 48 hours stressing, not sleeping, anxiety through the roof, just to find out that everything was normal and perfectly fine. So, like I said, I come on here to tell you this because if they try to give you that CD, tell them no. Like, if you're anything like me and you're going to go home and you're going to look at it, just tell them to keep the CD because the stress that came, it may have caused more trauma to my ear dealing with all of that. So, once again, good news. My MRI came back completely clear from the aspect that my ENT wanted to look at the neck and the brain and the blood flow and all of that. There may be some other issues my neurologist will find when he looks at it. We'll deal with that when we get to that point. But there wasn't anything that the radiologist saw. So I suspect if there was something, that my neurologist needed to know, she would have said that. So once again, MRI was clear. So huge sigh of relief. I'm almost surprised that my tinnitus didn't go away because, hey, it might as well just disappear because there's obviously nothing wrong. I'm hopeful that my hearing test will come back. I'm going to do that next week and there's not too much of a problem there. And maybe the ENT will, now that my scans are done, he'll see me. Maybe there's something else he can look at as to why I still have the tinnitus and why it's pulsatile, because it is pulsating constantly in my ear. Weird thing, and if you guys are watching this, when I go like this, it gets louder. I don't know why. Sometimes when I turn my head, it gets louder too. So if you've had any dealings with that, let me know. I would be interested to see what that is. But there you go. MRI results are clean, and I'll show you. Let me pull it up here so I don't drop it. I now also have this really cool CD DVD player that hooks via USB to my Mac. It was $20, which isn't bad. So I'm super excited because, granted, yes, I can look at my MRI, but I have come across some old CDs that are filled with photos of my kids when they were younger. So I'm going to upload those probably to the cloud and keep them there. So when CD-ROMs really go away forever and we can no longer get to these, then I'll have them somewhere. So definitely worth the $20. I'm going to keep it and use it when I need. Super cool that you can, get this DVD external now if you need to. So heads up on that. But thank you guys for listening. Overall, good news. Thank you if you guys have been praying for me. It's been working. I'm feeling somewhat better, and this MRI results, is good too. So thanks for listening, and I will keep giving you guys updates. Feel free to shoot me any questions and chat about anything that you got going on health related. I would love to talk to you. Thanks again, guys. Bye.